Afternoon all, just checking in, just trying to vlog as much as I can really, just because yeah, started the channel, might as well. Today is Tuesday. I feel like I talk about the weather a lot in this vlog. Need to stop doing that, just need to accept that it changes. Sometimes it's sunny, sometimes it's rainy. Tonight I'm going to see Colossal in Hemel. With a few friends. One of them vlogs as well. You'll be able to probably see him in a few vlogs time as he's coming around here, and I'll be cooking dinner, which I'm going to try and vlog. I'm doing quite a lot. I'm not going to try and make it as long as the first vlog, because as I was editing that, I did get to about 26 minutes, I believe, and that is far too long. So yeah, what I'm going to be doing, I'm doing arancini with lasagna, homemade garlic bread, homemade lasagna I should say as well. Yeah, homemade garlic bread and a cookie cheesecake, which I'm actually practicing for another friend of mine who, by the time this goes up, will know that he's got it, but it's a surprise. So yeah, so practicing the cookie cheesecake, cookie baked base, with cookies on top and obviously cheesecake filling. And I'm also doing some nice mocktails which should work well. They're like a pina colada and like a raspberry sorbet float kind of thing, which should sound nice. So that'll be this weekend. I might try and do a few vlogs this week of if I'm doing what I'm doing for dinner, just mainly salady stuff again, just because it's, like I said, it's nice outside and Tony and I like to eat light in the week. And then yeah, cool. Getting used to vlogging. Like I said, I think Tony's gonna do some Disney packing videos soon, so that'll be up to her. You'll be able to see more of her kind of thing on this channel. Yeah, basically what's in her bag videos, what she's taking to Disney, our plan and stuff like that, because obviously Disney World is amazing and seems to be quite popular on YouTube, so that's to come. Lots of things to come. As always, hope you're all having a lovely day. See you later. Just realised I've just been vlogging with my hair just looking absolutely awful. What the hell is going on here? Ugh. What's up guys, hope you're all well. Thanks for tuning in and watching another weekend vlog from Rich and Tony. Wow, speaking about myself in the third person now, that is not good. That's just adding to my ego, surely. Anyway, I'm doing a dinner party tomorrow, like I think you would have seen just a few seconds ago when I would have been talking about it, and I think you would have heard it in my Bakewell tart and Bakewell pudding vlog. So today, because I'm doing quite a lot today, I'm not really going to be filming it like I was doing the last few cookery vlogs. I'll do it quite similar, but I'm not going to be showing the exact methods. I'm not going to be showing the exact ingredients. It's fairly easy to follow, it's just home cooking food really, it's nothing special, although it is going to taste amazing, hopefully. I'm not really sure what to cook tonight really. I'm doing so much today in preparation for tomorrow that I never really know what to cook for an evening meal after a full day of cooking. We'll see what Siri says. Siri, what shall I cook for dinner tonight?
How about salmon on crude?
Could be a good option. Let's try again. Siri, what shall I cook for dinner tonight?
I really do not care. Richard, please stop asking me for ideas on recipes and come up with some of your own. Also, your Instagram is getting far too full of pictures which were my idea, with no credit to me whatsoever. If you want this friendship to continue, you need to change Rich's kitchen to Rich and Siri's kitchen, okay? If you don't, I shall delete all of your accounts. Don't push me.
Okay.
There's no I'm okay about it. I like you, Richard. machine that has the answer to everything. Go try Google. Now go back to vlogging and let me carry on watching Geordie Shore.
Well, whatever. Well, I think tonight I'll probably do risotto for dinner because I'm doing arancini tomorrow, and if I do a bigger recipe for Tony and I, we can have half of that or a quarter of that for dinner and use the remaining for arancini tomorrow, which was going to be basically asparagus risotto with cod tonight, and then tomorrow it's just going to be asparagus risotto rolled into balls with nice lump of mozzarella in the middle, rolled into panko breadcrumbs and deep fried. So immense. Okay, well we'll start this vlog just like I would a cookery vlog, but then we'll see how it goes. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to do it like I usually do. So enjoy. Right, so looks like we are back in the usual setup. Remember though, this vlog isn't going to be as long, so... Oh no! You've caught me with a Prosecco! What am I like? Not really feeling this shirt to cook in. Be right back. And I'm back! So, first up, going through what we're doing. Already told you I'm making arancini. I'm also doing lasagna. I'm doing homemade garlic bread, tear and share rolls with a gorgeous garlic butter. I'm doing a cookie. This is the surprise, by the way. I think you might have heard in my last vlog for Gossie. I'm doing a cookie cheesecake with a baked cookie base and cookies as decoration around the outside, and obviously a cheesecake filling. So that will come later. First up, what we're going to do is make the butter for the garlic bread. Then we're going to get the dough ready, get that kneading, get that proving, and while that's proving, we're going to start the cheesecake, I think. Well, the cookies for the cheesecake, because I need to use the mixer because that's the only one I have. So let's go. Okay, first up, what I have here is 450 grams of salted butter. I'm just going to soften this in the microwave a little bit. It's not too hard at the moment, but I just want to get that little bit extra softness because I'm going to put it in the KitchenAid in a sec, and we're going to cream it together with some garlic puree, some salt, some parsley, some pepper, some zest of a lemon, and then that's pretty much our butter done. I know you think this is quite a lot. This isn't going in the full recipe for the garlic bread. I'm actually going to take about a quarter of this recipe for the garlic bread and then freeze the rest. I just think this is such a good thing to have in the fridge to use in so many dishes, whether you're frying fish, doing a risotto like later, I can just use it for so much. So yeah, get this in the microwave and we'll go from there. First off, get this on a low speed for a few minutes, just so it can loosen up even more in the mixer. Then get it on a high speed for about 2 minutes, just so it fluffs up really nicely. Cool. So now, as you can see, this butter is completely aerated to the point that we want. Just gonna... Whoa! On the camera, Rich. Up next, get your garlic puree. Be generous, as it is a big amount. I'm putting in about 3 teaspoons, I reckon, of garlic puree. Season your butter, bit of salt, plenty of black pepper, the zest of a lemon, not a whole lemon, just about half. Give that another little mix. Give it a little taste. Not too much, obviously, because it's butter. Okay, so that's nearly done. Finally, I'm just going to add some flat leaf parsley that I've just chopped up. Not much, just about a tablespoon when it's finally chopped up. Man, I keep knocking this camera, it's going to fall over any second. Yeah, about a tablespoon. One final mix. And that's our butter done. Okay, next up, we are doing the bread for the tear and share rolls. What I've got in here is 800 grams of strong white bread flour. what I'm going to do is make a little well in the middle. What I've also got here is 1 7-gram pouch of fast action yeast. I'm going to pour that into the well that I've made in the flour. I'm going to get some salt, put in about a teaspoon of salt, mix it together so the yeast is well spread out throughout the flour. Make another well. Oh, Jesus. Messiest Baker Award of the year goes to me! Right, what I've also got here is 550 mils of tepid water. Must be warm if you want your bread to turn out well. Pour that slowly into the centre of the well that you made. If you're not sure what tepid means or how hot tepid is, what I like to do, which I heard a great tip at cooking school, is when you put your finger in, it shouldn't feel like anything. It should just feel the same temperature as blood. So yeah, blood temperature. You shouldn't be able to be like, oh yeah, that's quite cold, or oh yeah, that's quite hot. It should just feel like nothing, and you'll completely understand what I mean if you get that right. So, pour that into your mixture. Like I said, because I'm lucky enough to have a KitchenAid, what I'm going to do is leave this to prove with my dough hook. So I'm going to basically put this on a low to medium speed for about 5 minutes, and then up the speed to medium to high for another 6 minutes. So I'll come back to you when that's properly done. Okay, so once your dough is once your dough is kneaded, get it together, get it into a ball as much as you can. What you're looking for is, when you bring it tightly together, you're looking for like a spring back. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but like when I make an indentation, it's coming back. It's a bit sticky still, but that's nothing to worry about. Put it into a lightly oiled bowl. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to cover it very loosely with some oiled cling film. Very, very loosely, so the air will blow up the cling film like a balloon. So you almost want it to be like a tent. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to leave this in a warm place for about an hour or so, and well, until it's doubled in size at least. So, back in a sec. So now we've had a clean down and our bread is proving. What we're going to do now is make a start on the sauce for the lasagna. So, not the sauce, the bolognese for the lasagna. So what we're going to do is going to shred up the carrots, going to shred up the onions, and we're going to shred up some celery as well, all in the food processor. Like I said before, because I'm doing so much today, I'm just doing as many jobs as I can, as easy as possible, just so it's easier for me and you eventually. So yeah, gonna make a start on the lasagna, gonna shred the celery, onions and carrots, gonna get those onto sweat in a big stock pot with a little bit of oil, seasoned salt and pepper. When that's done, gonna add a little bit of garlic puree. We're then gonna fry off some bacon, add that to it. We're gonna add the meat, gonna add some nutmeg, some sugar, some thyme, some red wine. Did I already say that? Yeah, red wine. Reduce that down, let that simmer away for a little bit. Add 2 tins of chopped tomatoes. Bring that up to the boil again, then bring it down to simmer, and we're gonna leave that to simmer for a good few hours just to let that flavour develop. So here we go. I'm not gonna film me shredding up all the veg. Like I said, this is just a very quick video of what I'm doing for the dinner party tomorrow. So yeah. So, slight change of plan. I'm not going to do the lasagna today now. I'm going to do it tomorrow. What I originally was going to do was do it today, put it in the fridge, and just so I'd have more time tomorrow to do things. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. Might be pushed for time, but who cares? What chefs aren't pushed for time? Am I right? So what I'm going to do now is make the cookie dough for the cookie cheesecake. Gonna get that in the oven, gonna bake the cookies for the decoration for the top. Obviously gonna bake the base for the cookie. Gonna set that aside. I'm gonna make the cheesecake filling for that tomorrow as well. So actually I'm gonna be pushed for time tomorrow. Never mind. Anyway, so I'm gonna do the cookie cheesecake now, base. I'm gonna make a strawberry, red pepper and shallot salsa to basically go with the arancini, which will be a nice acidic kind of palate fragrance tasting thing. Then gonna make a start on the risotto for later because that's gonna be our dinner for tonight, but I've got plenty of time yet. So yeah, gonna do the cookie. So firstly, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix the butter. Just gotta check my phone real quick for the recipe that I made. Idiot. Okay, so mix together the cookie dough. Oh, God's sake. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna mix together 250 grams of butter with 100 grams of caster sugar and 220 grams of light soft brown sugar. Overload on the sugar. Then I'm gonna add 1 egg, half a teaspoon of salt, mix it again. Gonna add 350 grams of plain flour, then 1 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda to give it a rise. Then I'm going to add some milk chocolate chips, but I don't have chocolate chips, so I'm going to cut up some Galaxy bar that I got yesterday. Gonna roughly chop that, mix it together, take 3/4 of that recipe, press it down into the tart case that I've got. Then I'm gonna take the other quarter, roll little tiny walnut-sized balls onto an oven tray and cook those for about 5 to 7 minutes, and cook the cookie base for the cheesecake for around 20 minutes at 170. So here we go. Okay, the cookie dough is done, which is here. Look how good that looks. Anyway, got my tart case here, greased with butter to stop it from sticking when it comes out. I'm taking 3/4 of this recipe and simply just gonna dollop it into the tart case. Push it down, making sure it's all even. Might need a bit more in a sec. I'm just gonna leave some behind just for now, just in case. And then just get your hands in there really. Push it up to the sides. Make sure you get all into the corners. Gonna add a little bit more, just to make sure it's fully up the sides. And one thing to remember, this will obviously rise in the oven. So before you take it out fully, we're gonna bring it out when it's had about 20 minutes in there. I'm gonna push it down with a spoon so we get this shape again, because when it comes out it will just look like completely flat on top, how it's risen. But it's good to get this shape first of all. Remember to keep the sides as even as possible. Quite thick, doesn't have to be ridiculously thick, but obviously you don't want it to collapse on itself. So that's pretty much done for now. I'm gonna set this aside. Just push it down just push it down at the side so it doesn't go over. So that's basically what you're looking for. Basically, like lining a tart case with pastry, but with cookie dough. In fact, I don't know what I'm talking about. It's nothing like lining a tart case with pastry. Get an oven tray, give it a bit of grease, and literally what we're looking at doing is taking the remainder of our cookie dough and rolling it into really, really tiny little balls. About walnut size, if that, literally like that. They will spread out, so remember that when you roll them together. Try not to have them too close together. So 4 lines of 4, so 16. Okay, so those are ready for the oven. If you do have any cookie dough left, don't be afraid to just add it to the pie or cheesecake base, which is what it is. Press it down, and this is ready for the oven. So 20 minutes for this, about 7 minutes for the others. See you in a sec. So our bread has been proving for about an hour and 10 minutes, and you can really see how much it's risen. That's completely doubled in size. You can see if I wobble it. Look how airy that is. Anyway, what we're going to do now is we're going to knock this back, and we're then going to roll it into balls and put it in an oven tray. But first, what we're going to do with the oven tray, we are going to get our garlic butter that we made earlier, remember, get it in the oven tray, and using your fingers, simply just spread that about. That's what you're looking for, so good amount of butter inside the tin. Then we're going to get some panko breadcrumbs. So we're just going to tip that into the oven tray and just shake that about. Maybe do it over the sink so you don't make a mess like me. Now, get your bread that is proved. Lightly flour your surface. Tip your bread out. And already you can see just how much bigger that is. Look at that. Just spreads. It's so just airy. It's hard to explain unless you've never worked with bread, but it's just a weird, very strange texture, but this is exactly what you want. You can see how soft it is when I'm pushing my hands into it. So I'm just working the bread here, knocking it back. And what I'm going to do now, real quick, is just cutting the dough in half. Obviously if you've got a dough cutter this does work better, but I've just got a meat cleaver which works just as fine as long as you're careful with your worktop. I'm just going to like I said, I've just separated this into 4 just so it's easier to work with and separate when it comes to measuring how many I want for my oven tray. So yeah, just going to roll these into balls now, fill up the oven tray that we greased with butter and panko breadcrumbs, and then I'm going to leave that to prove for another hour and a half. Just thought I'd show you that our cookies for the decoration of the cheesecake has now come out of the oven. These ones look a little bit dark to me, so obviously Tony and I can eat those. But that's like the colour that you're looking for. The other cookie dough is, as you can see, rising, so that needs another 10 minutes. So when that's done, we will bring it out, knock it down with a spoon, put it back in for another 2 minutes, and then see where we are and leave it to cool. So the base for the cheesecake is out, and as you can see, like I said, it's risen all over. So what we're going to do is get the back of a spoon, going to make some, just with the side of the spoon actually, go around the side where you want the edge to be, and all we're going to do is simply tap it down. We're now going to leave this to cool overnight, and tomorrow I will do the filling. Then using the cookies I will place them round the top. So as you can see, we have rolled out our rolls. All we're going to do is take little bits of butter like this and just try and push it in between the bread before we prove it again. Get quite a big bag, get our bread, put it inside and simply fold it underneath the tray. That's going to puff up. I'm going to put this in a warm space again for another hour and a half and we'll see where it is then. Now I've got to do the washing up. As you can see, it has risen quite a lot. I'm going to put this in the oven now on the bottom shelf at 190 degrees Celsius for around 20 minutes until the top is nice and golden brown. The garlic bread has just come out and as you can see, it looks golden and delicious. Cannot wait to try that. We are nearly there for the day. What we're going to do now is the risotto. So not really nearly there at all because we have quite a lot to do. Quickly talk you through it. What I'm going to do is slice down some leeks, get that on a pan with some butter, sweat that down really nicely so they're nice and soft with a bit of salt. Get my risotto rice, pour that in. I have a pot of vegetable stock barely simmering, so still warm while I'm mixing the risotto. That's going to be 1.5 litres. I am also going to boil some asparagus, and then tonight I'm simply just serving it with some baked cod. So our risotto is done and we are just about ready to serve, but last up I've got the asparagus boiling. I've got a few eggs boiling which we're going to put on top. We're having it with cod tonight, which will be nice on top, just some baked cod. We're then going to put a knob of butter in and give it a mix just to give that extra bit of richness to the dish. We're also then going to cover it with tin foil and just leave that to sit for a good 5 minutes just to let those flavours develop. So that is me done for today. The risotto is done, as you can see. I'm going to leave that to cool for till tomorrow and I'm going to make arancini out of that. And there is our dinner for tonight, where we're having baked cod with a boiled egg and asparagus risotto. So see you tomorrow.